Girl, who was that? We gathered some data on that joker. Or man, I saw this. Anyway. Yeah, this is a young crowd. My bad. And then Instagram. Yeah. No. What's up? Snapchat. It's not Twitter. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Anyway, once you gather data, make a decision. It could be wrong. We don't know. But still make a decision. Make a decision to do something rather than do nothing, right? Don't get lost or paralyzed by having too much data and not be willing to make a decision, right? And the next thing you do is say you did make a bad decision, right? I don't think they're bad decisions. I think they're just areas of improvement and growth, but you can evaluate what went wrong, what would I have changed, and go back and make a different decision, all right? And then the next thing you do is do it all over again. And you keep doing it until you get the recipe for success. But in between that, or the bottom line is all that opportunity / failure or growth that happens in all those moments. Cool. So now that's all I have. But go back a couple slides because I want you guys to see this again. Growth happens in where? Almost. One more time. Growth happens. There you go. I got about 2/3 that time. Let's go one more time. Growth happens in. There you go. Not in success. I'm not saying success isn't good. I'm saying the road to success is through growth. Cool. So now I think my lovely partner wants to take questions if you guys have them. And I think that's it, right? Awesome. Thank you guys for entertaining me.
All right, so for the next few minutes, real quick, anybody have questions, how to make a decision? Or you got a hard decision, you just don't know what to do with it? Questions? Nobody?
Oh, back
right here. Oh, okay, right here, then we'll go back to the back. Yes. Psychology class online. Not going good. Anybody taking online classes? Other people taking online classes? Is it through UT Extension? Through UT Extension or just online through another school? Combination of the two. So that's the thing I'll tell you about classes. You just need to always think about, so go back a couple slides. Think about that process that my brother just shared with you, right? So what's the problem? You bombing psychology right now, the online version of it at least, right? And now figure out what's the solution. You can stop bombing it by maybe doing better at it because there's still a little time. So you got to figure out, is that possible, right? Like how many more exams, quizzes, points exist, right? So when I was in calculus and the professor said, if you made below that right here, go ahead and leave, I just trusted her and went on and left. You know, I wasn't going to try to fight her on that, right? But like if you know, okay, man, look, there's like 80 more points I can get. Now I already missed like 20. So if I get all 80, I can pull like a B. But now how likely are you going to get all 80, right? So you got to think about what's left that you can do. How can you still pull this together? And if you can't, you need to figure out how to get about that thing, right? Okay. In the back, red shirt. Oh, that's a good question. So the question was, when you're trying to make a decision, you weigh the pros and cons, and both of them look like good options, right? They both look like they could be good. Then what do? That's the question, right? All right. Then you pick one. Right? You pick one. Because look, that's the thing. And my brother talked about this a little bit. There's gonna be some failures. Anybody ever messed up at something? Right, but so did you have all the tools that you needed to be successful in high school? Everybody feel like you were super prepared to just be successful from the top. You didn't have to have no struggles, you didn't have no issues. You had all the money you needed, all of the resources you needed, all your teachers was great. So the point is, okay, like 2 people in the room, that's like their story. The point is, that's not been your story in the first place. So you already have figured out how to overcome some things, how to solve some problems. So if you have 2 hard decisions to make, man, do I want Chick-fil-A or Panda? Panda Panda line is long as hell. Chick-fil-A kind of long. I could go get this field of green salad. Well, I got this wedding dress to get into. Well, that Chick-fil-A sounds good, though. You know what? At the end of the day, if I eat Chick-fil-A today or a salad, if I keep eating Chick-fil-A every day, I might not get into the dress I want. But that decision that day might not be that big of a deal, right? So don't be afraid to make one, go with it, and then if it doesn't work, do it again. Somebody had a hand up. Oh, what if you feel like you're stuck in the wrong major? Get out. Where do you go? That's a good question. Honestly, I would say talk to advisors in multiple different majors because I don't know how many majors exist on campus. A lot, all right? There are different colleges for a reason, different majors for a reason, because we realized, or somebody realized a long time ago, that if they had a university of the first class that changes the world, we couldn't only accept biology majors or only accept chemistry majors because that's not what makes the world run, right? So go and do some research. Now, the part that typically doesn't get done is the legwork of going around to talking to all these different people. But if you have to go talk to every college advisor, at least one person in every college that represented on this campus, that's what you do if you want to figure out what's best for you, right? But if you kind of just want to think about it, then you're like, well, I'll just do some online stuff and I'll figure it out. Then maybe you're not so serious about answering that question, right? So when you get hungry enough and you want to graduate bad enough, I'm going to tell you, when I got education, I wanted an exit strategy. I told them that I want to get out of here. Get me out. That's what I told my advisor. She said, well, with your credits, with your grades, with your this is what you can do. And that's what we did. And it was like the best thing that ever happened to me. So I saw a hand. Chime in.
In a major and your parents want you to be in that major, what can you talk to them? What can you speak with them in order for them to
All right, that's a great question. That came up last year too. What happens when your mom wants you to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever else they think is going to make the most money, and then you get here and you realize you might not want to do that? So I didn't actually communicate to my parents what I was doing until I was real sure about it. Right? Because what do parents care? Parents care about your ultimate success. They want to see you better off than they were at your age, right? So you've already done a lot more than some of your parents just by being in this room, just by going to classes and doing well and trying hard and working hard. But when you come to them and say, man, I don't want to be a doctor no more, what do they hear? I don't want to work that hard. That's what parents hear. And you might know, man, I've been in this class. I actually studied that for that test, one of them. Right? I actually tried and it didn't work, or I'm having a hard time. So what you have to evaluate is what's best for you, because all of you at this point, believe it or not, you're all adults. You can all make your own decisions. And your families love you, I'm sure, even the ones that don't, okay? And they want the best for you, and that's the problem. That's the debacle, right? Like, I know you want the best for me, but you have to figure out the best way. You know your parents better than I do. I knew if I went to my mama with a half-baked idea about communication, she was gonna look at me crazy and tell me, girl, get it together. Because we're not gonna be able to be friends much longer if you don't figure your life out, and you can't come back home, right? So I had to get it together, all right? So I would say, continue to talk to advisors, continue to figure out what's best for you, because when you know that you have a passion for something, it's real hard for somebody to argue you out of that, even your parents.
Evaluate. But just take the time to evaluate before you take it to your parents.
Because they're going to ask you hard questions, and you want to be able to answer. All right, we're going to take one more question, two more questions. Where? Somebody in the back, in the what? Right, black and white? Oh, so for you taking psychology, get with homegirl. What's your name, homegirl in the black and white? What, Madison? That's a great name, Madison. Get with Madison before you leave. She got a black and white shirt on. Stand up, wave your hand, Madison. She's cute, ain't she? Hey, Madison, you cute. Get with Madison, and they got a little they got a class. No, they got a little study group. They're gonna help you out this 40. Get you. See? Won't he do it? Okay. One more question. Yes, Cierra over here. Wait, what was it? We'll focus on which one or which one? The question is, somebody said your grades. Okay, so the question is, as a freshman, do you focus on grades or extracurriculars? Anybody that works here that wants to keep a job is going to tell you focus on your grades because you got to graduate in how many years? Right. Now, as somebody who understands that what it's like to be here, what I will tell you is you got to find a healthy balance of all of it. Because if you only focus on school, you don't do anything else, you might drive yourself a little crazy, right? And then it'll be really hard to do well. But if all you do is go to 6, right, it's going to be a problem for you, right? It's not going to be good for you. So I would not ever suggest that. All right. So you got to find a healthy balance. Now, I will tell you right now, everybody's probably passing out flyers every week for their org and their event. You cannot be at everything, and it's not going anywhere. Right? UT's been here for I don't know how many years. These organizations, some of them have been here for several years. If you miss 1 or 2 parties, 1 or 2 org meetings, they will still let you come to the next one. Okay? Promise. All right. We got like 5 minutes. A couple more questions? How do what? How does what? How do you find Jesus? Girl, come see me. Come on down here, girl. I'm going to tell you about this man named Jesus. He saved my life a long time ago. Somebody said, the doors of the church are now open. Anybody else want to know Jesus, come talk to me. No, I'm serious, though. Come talk to me. I'm going to tell you about this man named Jesus. He'll help you if you let him. All my saved people was like, yes, Lord. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right. Hey, it's a whole lot of people in here that know him, but we're going to tell you about him, and then you're going to have a little prayer after this. Okay. Anybody else?
Oh, mine. Yeah. This is how bad I was. I don't even remember any teachers at Elsa. And I hope you're not a teacher in Elsa in here because I don't remember you. No, I'm just joking. No, I really don't. I promise. Sorry.
That was a good question. Hey, that's a good rule of thumb. You don't know the answer, just say, I don't know. Okay. Anybody else? Holler at me if I missed you. All right, we're going to stick up here for a few minutes if you want to come talk to us about anything or Jesus. We here. All right. Thank y'all so much. It was so much fun hanging out with y'all tonight.